I mean, at this point, Hulk is still a little more Tampa than Venice Beach. You know what I mean? He's still got a little bit of like, let me tell you something, Daddy-O. Like, it's not quite
still
there
wearing
yet.
fringe.
Yeah, I think he looks cool, and he's still trying to find himself. And
He
that's
looks
like
cool for like a guy in 1977, but not
for
so much for
he's
a guy
so
in
cool for
1984.
1977. 1984, it's not quite right.
He'll get to some extreme version of 1984 very quickly.
Vince has this plan to take the WWF, which was the promotion in the Northeast of the country, had the biggest cities and the biggest arenas and the most money coming into it, but not always the most successful territory. But Vince had this vision to go national with national television and touring all over the country. And what he did is he went into each one of these fiefdoms, as he liked to call them, and take the top stars from each one. So like he brought in, or the announcers, or just personalities from those shows that the people in those areas would recognize. So he got Roddy Piper, who is in Georgia, and it was a big star in the Pacific Northwest, and who had been a big star in Los Angeles. And he brings him in as his top heel. And then he brings in Mean Gene, who is the colorful announcer, charismatic announcer for the AWA, which ran in Chicago and ran in Minnesota and ran in even out to like Denver, San Francisco. And he also brought in Hulk Hogan, who was the top star at the time in the AWA. He had been in Rocky III, which he was on the Tonight Show. And in Japan, he was a huge star in 1983.
All right, you guys, you know this is for fun, so take it easy and give him a good show.
Listen, after the match, how about if we get a Polaroid together, okay?
You're in trouble, man. How many wrestling fans do we have out here? All right, do you know anything about Hulkamania?
Hulkamania?
Hulkamania.
If you want me to. Do you enjoy making the picture? You gonna do some more?
I hope so.
You're kind of limited in the rules in a way.
What do you mean?
Then again, maybe not. Maybe not.
No, I would like to get back on the subject of wrestling just for a minute.
Okay.
There's such a tremendous following, you know, like I travel all over the world and all over the country, and there's so many amateur programs and young people getting into the thing that I hate to see people knock it or degrade it if they really don't know what they're talking about.
Probably right there.
And
it's always been one of my favorite sports.
He was great. I recommend anybody check out his Japanese matches, and also his Japanese music album.
From Tokyo to Rocket Free, Hogan is too strong for me. Action is Hogan's game. Action gave him fortune and fame.
Well, Vern Gagne had some sour grapes about Hogan leaving.
That's true.
And as the story goes, you know,
this one I believe. I believe
tales.
this. Are you going to do the voice?
Should I do the voice?
No, it's offensive.
But it's the Iron Sheik. I'm reading an Iron Sheik quote.
I mean, okay, if you want to read it, go ahead.
Yeah. When I started this business, Mr. Gagne was my coach. I'm just not going to do it. Well, 1 week before my match, he called me and said, don't drop the belt to that bleach blonde jabroni. He's a punk. I'll give you $100,000. You get in the ring with him at Madison Square Garden, you break his leg, take his belt, I bring it to AWA. We put Vince out of business. I have a lot of respect for Mr. Gagne. I don't know what to do. So I said, I'll call you back in 24 hours. Then I talked to Sergeant Slaughter. I said, oh, Mr. Sergeant, I have a problem. Sergeant Slaughter is also trained by Vern Gagne, but he says $100,000 is nothing. We're going to make millions working with Vince. So I told Mr. Gagne, no, I lose the match to Hulk Hogan, but I did it with pride and honor.
So he wins the title on January 23rd at Madison Square Garden. He beats the Iron Sheik. He's the champion. He's going to be champion for 4 years. This is the beginning of the biggest run of his career, probably the biggest box office run in wrestling history.
The Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. We've got a show that you'll never forget.